Hello folks and welcome back to Medieval Total War. I am Conostep and this is going to be part 5 of my early campaign where I'm playing as the Byzantines. And it has been quite a while since I've played this campaign, so I need to kind of refresh myself a little bit here. I ended off with the Egyptians declaring war on me. They did actually attack me in Syria. I did defend it and I did kill a lot of their soldiers. But they have just a mountain of guys right here in Antioch. Now, most of these guys here are peasants. There's really nothing here too threatening. It's just a lot of numbers to cut through, but I do think that I could do it. I did lose a lot of my frontline soldiers here in Syria. My 5-star general, Prince Andronicus, is only left with 6 men left in his bodyguard unit, so he's kind of bare bones, but he is a 5-star general and he is a natural leader, so he's giving +2 morale to his army. It's solid, it really is. There just isn't much of a front line here in his army. It's not much here at all. But there is 5 units of Trebizond archers, and quite frankly, they are decent in melee, and they can probably cut through a lot of this chaff, you know, these peasants that could potentially be thrown at them. In addition to that, I am seeing 1 full-strength unit of spearmen, just basic spearmen, but hey, it's something. Other than that, though, it's mostly just my archers, and I do have a couple units of horse archers as well that can be useful. A 34-man unit of Byzantine infantry. It's low in numbers, but that can still hold the line in some regard. And then some javelins as well that I think would be kind of useful. So it's a pretty bare bones force, but against peasants that can do okay. How about down here in Palestine? I'm seeing this 4-star general, the son or one of the sons or maybe the brother of the new Egyptian Sultan, Prince Khalil, 4-star general, great warrior, so +5 health. And yeah, of course, his 20-man unit of Gulam bodyguards. Other than that, again, mostly peasants. And then down here in Arabia, 6-star general, a unit of Bedouin camel warriors, along with another 2.5 units, so 3.5 units total of Bedouin camel warriors. And this can be kind of chunky if it gets into the, right fight or the wrong fight for me. Obviously, I want to keep them away from my own horse units, but if I can get my spears on them, and if I can shoot them with my arrows, then I can deal with them, so hopefully that will go okay. I'm thinking about a preemptive strike right into Antioch with my Emperor's army. He is a whopping 7-star general, and him and his eldest son here, Prince Alexius, can do a lot of damage. In addition to that, there is 3 units of Byzantine infantry, relatively healthy. And then it's a lot of mercenaries, but there is, some force here that can do an okay job. So I think bringing them right on into Antioch is the play. The fact that they're here in Edessa, I mean, this is the only place that can really go is Antioch. Just to try to keep this force from sneaking and bleeding on into my interior territories. Hopefully that's going to be the play there. And I can also bring down this spearman, probably just bring him down to Syria to give Syria another healthy, decent unit to hold off these camels. And then I can bring this spearman unit down from Armenia into this battle as well. And then I have a few more units. Trebizond archers and javelins. Yeah, totally. You can be useful down here. Horse archers, totally. Go on into Syria. And then another unit of horse archers going into Syria. And then I was going to bring on Prince Emmanuel, my 17-year-old son. Whopping, was it 9 stars? That's just, 8-star general. And yeah, he's crazy. This is really, really good. I kind of wish that he was my next in line, honestly. But I was going to bring him out to the west because there isn't really any good generals leading my defenses out here. But I really think having him, the fact that he can get down to Syria because, these provinces border is nice. And it's going to be nice to have that unit of heavy cav just to kind of hold the line. Obviously, the heavy armor kind of sucks in the desert, but just having him hold the line. And man, 8 stars. This army is going to fight like goddamn devils with his help. So I'm hoping this army here doesn't kind of attack into my territories while I'm attacking into Antioch. That would be really annoying. I don't know really what I would do if that was the case. I do have some spearmen. They could save the day. And I can bring down these units down to... Where do I want them? Maybe just go to Rome for now, just in case. I want to see if this Egyptian army does. Because what would happen in Shogun a lot of times is that the army would just kind of attack through your weakened defenses. quite intelligently. I don't know if I've noticed that as often in this game, so I'm kind of fingers crossed that they kind of stay and defend Antioch. It is a very worthwhile province to defend. It can be very rich over time. It does have silk and spices and gems, and these can all be traded. I mean, heck, even without trading any of these, it's still making 724 florins, which is, that's just off of farm income. So very, very good province. Now, let's see, I guess some mercenaries are just a handful, but I want to hire all of them, I think. I was given the advice of hiring some Viking Huscarls to set them here in Georgia to basically by themselves. They could essentially hold off against whatever heavy cav units are coming from Khazar, because that was getting a little bit annoying just having these heavy cav units come down. So I think that's going to be the play there. I can hire them. Let's just hire all of these units. 573. Yeah, let's do it. And what this is going to allow me to do, if I take this unit of, heavy infantry, these Viking Huscarls, I don't really want them in the desert, right? But I can bring them into Georgia, and then I can kind of swap out these horse archers and these spearmen who are going to do more for me in the desert than up here. So that seems like a play up there. And then, yeah, up here, just, archers, spearmen, pretty basic troops, and then Arab infantry, swordsmen, light armor, so they can also fight in the desert. And then a catapult as well, because I don't have any artillery, so having some artillery to help me get through these fortifications, like this keep here in Tripoli. And yeah, oh geez, they also have a keep here in Arabia as well. I'm sending my emissary down to Egypt to try to find the Egyptian Sultan and check him out and see what I'm up against there. Hopefully they don't kind of bleed through here. That's going to be kind of the thing I need to keep an eye on. Other than that, though, so you can bring spearmen over, and so the Italians did attempt a little sneaky little attack on my boat. My boat did win that battle, but that declared war against me, of course. And now I am in the position of just kind of moving my boats out of the Adriatic Ocean so that I can try to get that automatic ceasefire with the Italians. And that's what I'm waiting for here. That's going to be really nice to get back into this water, because this is 3-4 ports. No, not this one, but 3 ports up here that I can trade with. That's going to be very nice for me. Right now, I am only making 1,300. Yeah, that's not great, but yeah, I need to improve that. I'm sitting on 2,200. Yeah, it's okay. Like, it's not super duper dire, but I do need to keep building up boats. So let's get that going. And down here in Cyprus, pardon my voice, I'm kind of struggling here, but down here in Cyprus, I am in a position where I can finally build a shipwright, which is going to allow me to build boats. So 400 florins, 4 years. Yeah, I need this bad. And that's going to be so nice, because when I can focus on building boats on my island provinces, I can go back to training soldiers here in Constantinople, which is going to be very, very nice as well, because Constantinople does come with a church, +1 morale, an armor, +1 armor. These are buildings that came with this province because, at this time period, this was a super improved city. I mean, it's probably what the greatest city in the world at the time, so it makes sense. But I should be training soldiers here, not boats. Of course, I need to for the time being, but as soon as I can start going back to training Byzantine infantry with +1 armor and +1 morale, that's going to be really good for me. So I could use that for sure. I'll get one more boat going, and yeah, and then hopefully this shipwright will be finished shortly here in Cyprus. And I'm still working on the keeps being built here in Rhodes and Crete, and then I'll be able to build shipwrights thereafter. So the question is, now that the Hungarians and the Polish have broken their alliance with me to, remain allied with the Egyptians, that's so treacherous. But that makes me nervous because, yeah, they're allies with the Egyptians, and the Polish are also allied with okay. Oh, it must have been the Italians. Duh. Right. Right. Yeah, they're both allied to the Italians. Okay, so I have a bishop sitting here in Naples, converting Naples over to Orthodoxy to try to help me with my population loyalty. Now that I have a decent army here, that shouldn't be that big of an issue. So what I can do is I can start sending my... I don't need to do it right now. The fact that they have a port here in Croatia means that I can go right on over in one turn and talk to the Hungarian king and try to get that alliance back again. Because as soon as I get that ceasefire with the Italians, that's what I'd like to do. Is I'd like to get an alliance back with the Hungarians and the Poles, so that I can shore up my Western defenses. The fact that I don't have that alliance with them means that they can attack me and not have to worry about losing influence. So I'm wide open, and that does not make me feel good. So I need to keep training soldiers out here. Bulgaria, Slav warriors, super cheap, but just, you know, it's a big unit, 100 men, it's cheap. And then to kind of counter that cheapness, Trebizond archers here in Serbia, they're expensive, but they are good. So I think that's going to be the play there. I really, really, really want to move these 3 Byzantine infantry away from Greece and into these provinces. Gosh, it's so tempting. It's so tempting. I think I need to keep... I've been moving javelin men over from Bulgaria into the desert because they fight well in the desert. But just because my western flank is feeling a little bit wide open, I kind of want to move these guys back. And I really want to move a Byzantine infantryman as well. And just defend Greece with 2, because actually... Okay, actually, no, Greece is fine. I do have so I would be able to see... So I don't need, like, vision, I guess, to see boats. Or, no, maybe I can. Maybe I do need vision. But the fact is, I can see this Italian boat... the Straits of Sicily. So yeah, if there was a boat, if there's an Italian boat here in the Adriatic, I would be able to see it. So there isn't one, obviously. So that means that Greece is, for this turn, it is safe. Let's just do this and this then. I do have peasants here, for what it's worth, garrisoning this fort, so... yeah, hopefully that's fine. Yeah, I need to get my western defenses a little bit more bulky. Speaking of which, my army in Naples is feeling good. I maybe just get one more like urban. Gosh, I want to see. I want to make sure I can train the stuff I just put in. Like this is really important. I want these units trained up. I want this building being built here in Cyprus. That all seems important, like more important than another units here in Naples for now. Looking at the provinces that border me, here in Rome, not much. And here in the Papal States, a little bit more, but still not much. So I think I should be fine. The fact that I have a 3-star general is also pretty nice down here. It would be nice to build something in Naples, but I guess not. It's not, you know, it'd be really nice to get going... It'd be nice to get a keep going so that I can start building boats from here, but I think I'm just going to have to rely on the islands getting there eventually. Because that's going to be a bit big. Once I can start making money off these 3 ports, and then, you know, there's a port here in this little region, there's a port here in this region. If I can get up to the Ligurian Sea, there's 3 ports I could trade with. The Gulf of Valencia has 2 ports, so there's money to be had for sure. Yeah, that can be very good for me. Obviously, I'm not going to be worried about trading with the Egyptians because screw them. I want to take their lands now. And I suppose I need to make sure I'm still training soldiers. So horse archers in Armenia. I think I'm doing spearmen here in Nicaea. And boats in Constantinople. Slav warriors, archers. That's probably it, I think. And just like that, the Egyptians have decided to retreat from Antioch. That's kind of surprising just based on the numbers that they had. I kind of would have expected them to think that they would have swamped me and just go for it. I was really hoping they would. That would have been kind of fun to ride down a bunch of peasants with my 2 elite family members with their cataphracts. That would have been super fun. But nope, Antioch's mine for free, I guess, which is kind of cool. I will have a couple units in this fort to kind of starve out, I think. I mean, I have a catapult on the way. I don't know if it's worth charging it down. Gosh, it might be. I don't know. We'll see. Port is finished here in Bulgaria. I just wanted to shorten my lines a little bit eventually. So getting that going there. Also, there is resources to trade in Bulgaria, so that was the idea with that. What do we got here? Let's see. Famously brave. Ooh, wow. This one gives +1 valor and +1 morale. Okay. Well, it looks like these are the units that I would have to starve out. It would take 2 turns to starve out these forces. 60 Nubian spearmen, 60 urban militia, 100 peasants, and 1 Ghulam bodyguard. 2 turns? Ah, gosh. I mean, I could take the fort in 1 turn. The fact that there's nothing in here that shoots arrows, and the fact that I do have units that shoot arrows. Obviously, the fort can put out some firepower. It is just a basic fort, no upgrades. I do have my Byzantine infantry and my Almohad urban militia that can cut through these units. So cutting through them shouldn't be really much of an issue. I would take some casualties, but then the fort would be mine. Ooh, it's tempting. It really is tempting, because then I can just push on quickly. Like right now, I would save a turn, right, by being able to push on quickly. And I would be able to obviously save the fort, which would be really nice. It would be. And they have a horse breeders guild here as well. Oh gosh, that's a... Did they start with that? Jesus. I think that's a 3rd tier building on a fort. That's interesting. Okay. I think I have to do it. I can't wait for this catapult coming from Rum. I mean, that fort would fall before then anyway. So yeah, I just have to storm the fort. And then I can just keep pushing on Tripoli, That would be the goal, is to just keep applying pressure there. Because as is, if they did want to attack Syria, I think I was able to bring enough forces down. In fact, I can bring down... Yes, let's bring down some more forces. You, and then you can go into Antioch. So Syria's feeling pretty secure, I'd say. And then you guys can also go out. Yeah, so Syria's looking pretty good. So once my emperor can take Antioch, I feel like we can essentially do a... we could probably do a triple push. My emperor can probably attack the peasant horde here in Tripoli, and then my Syrian army can split and take Arabia and Palestine in one go. How is this Egyptian force looking? This is the scary one. This is the one with the Nubian spearmen, some Bedouin camel warriors, Saharan cav, urban militia, and Prince Az Salih, Ghulam bodyguards. And yeah, sure enough, when I was trying to find the Egyptian Sultan, of course he went into Sinai, so I need to keep tracking him down. I don't think there's much here, but I've already forgotten, so there goes my memory. So I was able to start working on the shipwright. Is it the shipwright? Yeah, good. I'm glad I didn't run out of money there. Okay, so I think this should be fine. Yeah, I'm thinking of just if they wanted to try to attack me at Antioch, but this is the same army. Like, nothing was in Tripoli before, so they wouldn't be attacking me with anything extra. It'd just be the same fight, so it would be a good fight for me if they wanted to do that. I could fight outside the castle. So that should be fine. That should all be fine, and they'd be crazy to attack Syria at this point, is what I'm thinking. And it looks like I'm going to be at war with the Italians for one more turn. It's really annoying. It always feels like it takes a turn longer than it should to get that automatic ceasefire. But yeah, I believe that this is going to work if I just wait one more turn. Yeah, come on. Give it to me. I need it. I want that money. I want it. So let's just go back to training more soldiers here. Yeah, let's bring over spearmen, and let's get some more spearmen going in Nicaea. And let's keep tabs on the still no Italian boats in the Adriatic, so I don't have to worry about Greece. Greece should be fine. And yeah, let's just keep bolstering my Western armies as well. Oh no, come on. Oh dear, here comes the Hungarians, sure enough. Okay. Well, this is the army of mine that does have a unit of Varangian Guard. Not just any Varangian Guard, but this unit does have an armor upgrade as well. And the fact that as an armor upgrade tells me that it might also have a morale upgrade. because that's just not something that's indicated on this little unit card here. I mean, yeah, a Varangian guard and 4 Byzantine infantry, 3 of them with armor upgrades, and then 2 Trebizond archers, and then, yeah, 2 peasants for good measure. And they have all cav, including 2 units of heavy cav, which is their Royal Knights. 3-star general, I have a 0-star general, so that's kind of bad. But if I can hang out in a forest, is there any forest? I'm looking at this screenshot here, and there might be a chance I can hang out in a forest. But there also is a lot of wide open ground here, so I guess we'll have to see how that looks on the battlefield. So other than their 2 heavy cav, what are these units? So they have 2 basic horsemen. This is just going to be like a light cav unit. 1 unit of just basic horse archers. And then 3 units of these Z Kellys here. And this is a good horse archer unit. This is a horse archer unit that can fight in melee decently well. But it's a good matchup for me, isn't it? I mean, heavy infantry, as long as I can weather the storm of their 4 horse archer units, you know, I don't think they can get through me in a melee slugging match. You know, my Byzantine infantry and my Varangian guard should be able to hold the line. Again, it sucks not having a general here, but I should be able to pull this one off. Well, folks, so you are about to get a sneak peek into how you should be going about fighting the Mongols. Because I just so happen to have a hill, I just so happen to have a forest on a hill, and it just so happens to be right next to my deployment zone. So this is how you do it. When you fight up against cavalry, you hide in the forest. Especially when you're being attacked, because then you can just run the timeout and it's fine. So what I will be doing is basically kind of staggering my forces a little bit. I want to thin out my archer lines so that they can fire more effectively. And then I can stagger my infantry lines so that I can make sure I cover my flanks. They will be fighting the cavalry effectively in the forest, because for those of you who are a little bit new to Total War, there are penalties for cavalry fighting in the forest. So even like heavy cav units fighting just, you know, sword units, which should be a good matchup for the heavy cav, right? Well, in that forest, those sword units can do okay. Especially Byzantine infantry. I mean, they have 100 men. They can really swarm down these units in the forest. So I'm kind of spacing them out a bit. I'm kind of layering them a little bit so that the cavalry cannot get a clean charge. And if they do, they oftentimes will just get swarmed by another unit behind them. My Varangian guard, I decided to kind of start moving them forward because I want them to be able to react to wherever the Royal Knights go. Wherever those Royal Knights go, I want those Varangians with their big axes to help me cut through those guys. So I decided to keep the peasants in the rear just to kind of protect my archers from any rear shenanigans. And we will see how it goes. My archers are starting to get some peppering fire through, and just, you know, remember that although forests do also block arrows coming in, they also do block arrows coming out. So archers are less effective, but it is still nice to get some little pressure, a little poke on them to kind of make them kind of, you know, have to make a decision. Their general is going to be back here, and their other unit of Royal Knights is going to be a little bit more adventurous. He seems to be going, yes, hey, I got this. Don't worry. I will do the poking and prodding. You hang back. You stay safe. This other unit of horsemen as well is getting a little bit adventurous, and this unit of horsemen is kind of posturing on this side. Well, their Z Kellys and their horse archers are in the rear. And here we go. As you can see, Royal Knights took a flanking charge on my unit of Byzantine infantry. But since my other units are layered in, they come in, they end up fighting this unit of Royal Knights. This unit that got flanked just fights off against the horsemen, that's fine. And then my Varangians come in, and they start helping with hacking up this unit of Royal Knights. Looks pretty clean, doesn't it? My other guys hold their position. These Byzantines, they do not overreact. These horsemen, they break. My Byzantines, get back, guys, get back. Do not leave the forest. Get back. Because that's how you get run down. Yes, no, they really wanted to leave the forest. And to keep telling them, no, guys, hold the line. Hold the line. Because now there's only a couple units left in this unit of Royal Knights, and they are getting cut down. Yeah, these Varangians are making short work of them. How many? Yeah, there's one Royal Knight left. And that's going to be it for him. As you can see, this unit of Byzantine infantry, they came back and now they're going to be protecting the flank of this unit of Byzantine infantry. Well, I still have this unit layered in as well. If a unit tried to rear charge this unit, they could get, enveloped by this unit here. So that's how my little forest hill strategy tends to work. And now they're kind of backing off. They're thinking, okay, we need to rethink things here because this is not a good position for us to attack into. Someone forgot to bring infantry, and it was not me. For a moment, it seems like they wanted to think about going in for another potential Probian attack, and then they go, oh yeah, right, they're still on a hill, and that hill is still covered in a freaking forest. So let's back off. Maybe we should not have attacked the Byzantines. Maybe we should not have started this pointless war. So let's go run away and consider our options here. Well, that was a little bit indecisive. I mean, obviously I did, win the battle. I held Serbia. That's nice. I did kill a family member by the looks of it. But it would have been nice to kill more and really teach the Hungarians a lesson about attacking the Byzantine might. But they obviously saw the writing on the wall. Their position was untenable and they did retreat, so that's how it goes. Now here goes the castle assault here, in Antioch, so let's drop a save, and we already kind of talked about what I feel about my chances here. I have plenty of heavy infantry to cut through what's there, and like I said, I also have arrows as well that can soften them up, so let's see how we do here. Right off the bat, here's what I'm thinking. Archers, off to the side, use their flaming arrows to get me a second entryway into the side of the fort. Arab infantry, you guys are going to be going right up the gut and burning down that gate for me. And then once you're inside, you'll be using your swords to cut through these peasants and spearmen. Then I can back them up with my other unit of Almohad Urban Militia, and then I can have my own nationalized Byzantine infantry as a real backup just in case. On my left side, I can send in spearmen just to hold the enemy up. And I can also use horse archers to try to get some shots over the fort and into whatever I can. And I just intend to essentially hold back my cavalry because I don't think that they will be necessary in this battle. My archers should be making short work of this palisade here. It's already halfway damaged. My horse archers are getting some shots into these peasants, and I think I will try to move them closer to shoot at these spearmen in a second here. But soon this side's going to be open, and then my Arab infantry are cutting their way through this door. It's already at 23% damaged, and now I am moving up my Almohad Urban Militia just to help them once the assault actually happens here. Now that the wall has been opened up, my archers are getting some really good shots into these spearmen, and that's going to be really nice for me because these are the best fighters that they have in this fort, so getting these guys down is going to really help me out. And I can start bringing my own spearmen in to fight, and it looks like in the front my Arab infantry have gotten through. They can charge right into this unit of Urban Militia, and they should be able to win that fight. And then Almohad Urban Militia as well, they can mop up the remnants of these Nubian spears, and that's going to leave a few units of peasants to be dealt with, and this single Gulam bodyguard. And you know what? I just happen to have enough spears that I think they can deal with him. Now let's send in my Byzantine infantry just to make sure the job gets done. I don't want to end up having my guys pushed back here, so these guys will come in and make short work of, whatever's left. And at this point, yeah, my swordsmen are able to clean up these peasants in the Urban Militia, and it's just going to be basically one man versus the world here with this Gulam bodyguard, and we will see how long he can last against this horde of Byzantine infantry. And down he goes. And that's going to be it for the siege in Antioch. Well, that wasn't so bad, was it? I didn't take too many casualties. I mean, 89's not nothing, but I feel like my force is still in good enough shape to continue on into Tripoli after this siege and continue the fight against that horde of peasants. I mean, my Byzantine infantry, I'm assuming, is mostly untouched, I think, and yeah, my Arab infantry did pretty well. I mean, they carried the fight, I'd say, and yeah, that went okay, so let's continue on there. And I should be good to, let's see, pillaged a little bit of money here in Antioch. I should be good to continue on into a full-on assault on Egypt, I think. Let's see, I did get 50 florins. I think, is this from Hungary? I'm not sure. Ooh, darn. So a flood in Lesser Armenia, so the border fort has been destroyed, and income has been halved, so that's bad timing. But the King of Poland has died from an illness. And then my general here in Serbia, Constantine Melesinas, my Varangian guard, he is now a 1-star general. Good. That's good to see. And yeah, the keep has been completed here in Rhodes, and I can start building a shipwright there. So who is this? The Germans. The Germans want to... They want their princess, Princess Wilhelmine, to marry Prince Manuel, which is my really young one. This is my 17-year-old. I suppose, yeah. I can be friends with the Germans. So far, they're not at war with anyone, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, always having a wife for someone is going to be good. And it looks like, yeah, the Prince of Novgorod, so the Russians had to break off their alliance with me, which is unfortunate because we are both Orthodoxy, and you would hope that he would side with his Orthodox brothers, but no, that's not the case. He's siding with the Hungarians, and yeah, man, my list of allies runs thin. Let's see. It looks like the Aragonese also are breaking off their alliance with me, and same with the Spanish, and same with the English, and same with the Danes. Well, at least I have the Germans. Let's see. Anything there? Nothing too important. Yeah, I mean, let's see. How are we looking on the Hungarian side? So Croatia still does have 2 units of Royal Knights, and then they have 3 units of those E-Kellys, and that's about it there. So yeah, Cav heavy for sure. What do they have here? Here is where you get, so the Jabagis, these are these javelin guys. I think they're pretty basic. I think they are like, you know, not like a super javelin man. I think they're on the same tier as kind of a Slav javelin and Spanish javelin men. I think so. I can look that up, but I don't think they're, you know, super great or anything. Let's see. Spearmen, basic urban militia. The javelin men actually could hurt me. They actually could hurt me. They could walk right up within range, tossing range of my guys, and I have no way of putting pressure on them and running them down because I have no cav on my western border. So that's a little bit scary. I mean, obviously being able to shoot them with Trebizond archers is going to be the play. But shooting javelin man is usually not a great trade. Do they have shields? It doesn't look like they carry a shield. But still, it's not usually a good trade just because they, you know, they come in loose formation and a lot of the arrows miss. So I'd say getting some own javelin men of my own. My guys at least looks like they have some shields. So getting more of them going on my western frontier. Just because it'd be something that I could use to chase. You know, put some pressure on, like, even though I don't have cav, light infantry can chase down, you know, infantry. And if I can clear off their cavalry, then if I need to chase down these Jabgis with my javelin men, that's, you know, I guess the only play I have. And then what else do they have? King hanging out. Let's see, 3 stars, nothing crazy with him. And nothing too crazy. A unit of mounted crossbows, that's dangerous, but again, I can't shoot that with archers. Let's see. So if they wanted to attack, where would it be? Hungary and Wallachia do border Bulgaria, but then these provinces border Serbia. Okay. And then hopefully the Poles don't get involved. That would just be the icing on the cake, wouldn't it? Nothing great. It's just more numbers, more Slav warriors, javelin men, Slav javelins, archers. Luckily, they don't have anything in Poland like a Royal Knight or anything, you know, crazy like that. So if they did get involved, it wouldn't be the end of the world. But it would not make my life easier. Do I have any mercenaries? It would be nice to get some mercenaries to kind of just send that way real quick. Do I need to stop sending men to the Egyptian front? Oh, fuck, I lost the fort in Antioch. God damn, that sucks. Man, that was like, you know, half of the reason to assault the fort was to try to keep it, because I do believe that you have a higher chance of keeping it if you assault the fort, but it doesn't seem like it always happens, does it? Damn. Damn, damn, damn. So, I don't even know if I can leave Antioch right away, because because I need my loyalty to stay high. Maybe if I can give Antioch to a governor with high dread, and I can build a watchtower right away, which will help, and I can also bring some peasants down. Let's just see what it looks like. So, how bad is it? It's bad, and then sorry, Armenia is bad too. Oh yeah, they had the flood. Yeah, something to keep in mind with that is that even though it won't say this all the time, but I believe that these natural disasters also do affect the loyalty of the province. Not just in this case because it did destroy the border fort, but I think that they also do just actually lower the loyalty of a province. So it doesn't mention that in that sheet of paper. It will say such and such building has been destroyed and that the income has been halved. But then you might miss, like, oh shit, my loyalty is not good. So it is always worth checking that after a natural disaster. So let's get a border fort going there. Let's get a border watchtower in Antioch. And let's see, let's lower taxes. Unless Armenia, and then Antioch as well. So that's 52% loyalty on very low taxes. And I can bring peasant from there. I can bring, let's see. And that's sitting at 85% now. That's getting there. Now, if I can give this to a governor with some decent dread on him, that might just do the trick. And that's not also counting the border watchtower as well. Ooh, without looking too hard, Basil Argyrus might be the guy for it. 3 dread and 4 acumen. Yeah, that might be the guy for it. How is the zeal and all that stuff? So how does this work again? It's at 86%. Islamic here in Antioch. And zeal's at 28%. I don't think that's high. And then my piety is 2, and I don't think that's high either. So I don't think that that's going to play a huge part here in this. So if I, and what is this? This is actually going to give piety. Okay, well, hopefully that doesn't affect it in the negative. 85%, and if I give it to him, how are we looking? 100%. Okay, all right. Yeah, that helps, and it also helps with the income. And the fact that he's a 4 acumen governor is also pretty gosh darn good. So, yeah, welcome, sir. You are now the Prince of Antioch. Not a bad gig. Not a bad gig. A lot of people did a lot of not nice things to become the leader of Antioch. So, with attacking Tripoli, I can now bring my Syrian forces. I will do some more doctoring of these compositions before I just send them in. I definitely want my catapult to be in Arabia to help out with this keep. Or do I send it to Tripoli to help out with this keep? Actually. That is a fair question. That is a fair question. So, Arabia is going to have 4.5 units of camels and then 2 units of Nubian spears. And that's pretty much it. And a unit of archers, yeah. Palestine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units of camels, 2 units of Gulam bodyguards, and then 4 peasants. That's not nothing. That's kind of hefty. And then hopefully my emperor can just run down this horde of peasants, and he can have a lot of fun doing it. It's about having fun, you know. And this guy's getting up there on age as well. He is 59 years old, so I really hope he can really survive the rest of this little campaign here against the Egyptians, because I could use him. You know, he's very, very useful at this stage, for sure. I've just realized why I can't get a ceasefire with the Italians, right? Because they have a boat that is bordering one of my territories, and that's why I can't get that automatic ceasefire. That's annoying, and that indicates to me that what I need to do is go kill these Italian boats. I don't know what they have, but I do know that if I can get them 2v1, I hopefully can win that. So, yeah, here's hoping. I do have another boat on the way as well, so yeah, if I can just maybe clear out their boats, maybe then I can get that automatic ceasefire. It's going to be worth it, I think. So, yeah, I'm going to do that. And I think it is time to start bringing forces out west to bolster that. So I'm bringing a Trebizond Archer out west instead of, bringing it down south into this. I think that should be fine. And I do have my forces drawn up for this attack. I am sending my quite a bit weaker force into Arabia. That makes me nervous because this is a 6-star freaking general. He also has a fine leader. +4 morale isn't crazy. And I'm sending my 5-star general that only has 6 men left in his unit. He is a natural leader, +2 morale. It's good, but still, like, the force is kind of shabby. The strength is going to be my 3 Trebizond archers and then my 3 horse archers. That's a lot of arrows coming in, and hopefully that's going to be enough. As far as holding the line, I have a unit and I have 130 spearmen. And then like 34 Byzantine infantry and then 24 Arab infantry makes up my swordsman corps. And I'm going to be counting on them to try to even the odds against these Nubian spearmen and try to cut through those guys. Because they are decent spearmen. So hopefully my swords can beat them. And then I have a unit and a half, not really a half, but a couple units here of javelin men that can help out against a camel charge. And that's about it. I do have two naphtha throwers. That's going to be my little wild card. If they can get the grenades in there and actually like cause a fear rout on some Nubian spearmen, that could actually help swing the tide of a close melee engagement. So my general is going to be probably pretty ineffective, and I'm probably going to want to keep him out of battle just because there's only 6 men left in his unit. Then over here we got Prince Manuel, my prodigy. This guy is just a G right here. 8-star general. I mean, I'll be sending him against the Egyptian Sultan here. Only a 3-star general himself. Natural leader though, +2 morale. Okay, well, so nothing to sniff at here. But a lot of Bedouin camels, a decent bit of peasants, so not to worry about them. But then only 1 Nubian spearman as opposed to the 2 Nubian spearmen over here in Arabia. So less spears for me to cut through, but more camels for me to deal with, plus the 2 units of Ghulam bodyguards as well. And then the unit of Saharian cavalry as well, that light cav unit. So I'm bringing, it's kind of mirroring this army, but that's just a more robust and healthier army. 3 Trebizond archers, 3.5 units of horse archers, and more spears, just because I got more camels and horses to go up against. I'm counting on my 1 unit of Arab infantry to help me cut through those Nubian spears, and then some javelins as well. So that's going to be the idea going into this fight here in Palestine. The other wild card is going to be if and where this Sinai army reinforces, because this is also another pretty, decent little army here. 3 Nubian spears, bunch of camels, another general and his Ghulam bodyguards, desert archer, Saharan cav. This is healthy. That's a good force. So if and where they reinforce, whether it's Palestine or Arabia, it's going to be interesting to see. If they do decide to reinforce one of these provinces, it's probably going to be better for me to actually just withdraw from that fight and then try to win my engagements, in my other 2 provinces that I'm attacking. And that is something that I'll do all the time in Shogun. It's not as easy to do in medieval just because your general actually gets a bad trait from that, which really sucks. I think that sucks that you get punished for retreating from bad fights, but that's how it goes. But I think that would be the right call regardless. The fact is, I'm going to be putting basically my entire family on the line in this one turn. I have my emperor and my eldest son here in Tripoli, and then my other sons fighting in Arabia and Palestine. Like that's it. That's all of them. That's all 4 family members fighting in one turn. And I can lose 1 or 2, and my general is going to be, or my emperor is going to be dying of old age at some point soon here. So that's one thing, but yeah, I can't lose all of them. I cannot lose all of them. My next in line, or my next coming up, is only 6 years old. So it's going to be another 10 years before Prince Romanus comes of age. So I need to, not lose all of these guys here. And It's going to be interesting as well to see if anything develops out here in the west, because yeah, that's becoming a pretty dicey situation. Oh wow, so the Egyptians have decided to retreat from Tripoli. Okay, that's interesting. Alright, so it is a keep, so it does hold quite a few more units that can be starved out or attacked. I did bring a catapult into Tripoli, so I don't know if that's enough though. That could be a bloody fight, depending on what's inside of that keep. And they have retreated from Palestine as well. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. I'm not getting the fights here. That's interesting. And they are going to defend Arabia. So this is going to be the scrappy fight. And they switched out. Oh. They switched out their 6-star general. Oh, they made a mistake. They made a mistake. They brought their sultan, their 3-star sultan. So there's going to be 2 family members, 2 units of Gulam bodyguards, in addition to 5.5 units of Bedouin camels. That's not nothing. 4 Nubian spears. Again, that's tough. 1 archer unit as well. It's going to be a pretty brutal charge, and it's going to be a question of whether I can withstand that charge. That's not going to be easy for this force. But 4 units of archers and 3 units of horse archers can put out quite a bit of firepower. You know, I could potentially, you know, wipe out maybe like 1 unit of camels before the lines even hit. They are not fast creatures, so I could potentially get a bit of arrow fire in. And then, I mean, I do have, you know, 82 javelin men, and they can put some hurt on these Gulam bodyguards as well. It's just going to be a matter of like holding the line with my, what do I have? 131 spearmen total, 34 Byzantine infantry, 24 Arab infantry. I feel like the naphtha throwers are going to be like a real wild card here. It's tempting. It really is tempting to fight this one. I think I'm going to, just because the lure of potentially killing the new sultan and maybe even another family member in one fight is too tempting here. This could be a tough fight though. They do outnumber me by a little bit here, so let's see if I can get the job done. This is looking pretty flat. Really not a lot of hills for either them or me to defend on. I would expect them to attack because they do have, well, the stronger melee force, whereas my force is more centered on its archers and horse archers, so I will be getting my guys formed up right away to, well, typically to defend against a potential charge, but it really does not seem like they're interested, and I will send my horse archers off to kind of meander in this direction, but potentially pick off a ballista crew and maybe some desert archers. Then I see them form up way back on this hill in the back, so if that's going to be the case, I see more even ground in this direction, and I think that can be a more advantageous position for me to attack from. Well, my horse archers, since they've just completely left these poor desert archers and ballistas all alone, well, my guys are going to feast. Looks like this. Did a ballista kill one of my guys? Man, my ballistas never kill anyone. And so we will be taking out these crewmen here, and we might even get in on these desert archers. But then it looks like the rest of the army is running away. And that is kind of unfortunate. I was really hoping to get some work done here, and it does not appear like the Egyptians want this fight. That was so anticlimactic. Oh man, I was so looking forward to getting a little scrap in there, but too bad. Oh man. Guess I'll just have to keep pushing them back, but hey, I am pushing them back, right? That is something. You know, they're losing a lot of territories, and these are territories that I can make money off of as well. Let's see, ransom refused. They had no way. Oh no, oh my god. They had nowhere to run away to. Really? Is this, wait, which province is this for? I'm a little bit lost right here. The Tripoli, yes, the Tripoli army. it was like the horde of peasants, the 2,386 men, 8 nobles, including a Prince Khalil, and they can't afford them. So they're all gone. They're all gone. Oh, wow. So the King of Hungary has died from an illness. Okay, well, I'll have to check in on that because we're now at war with them. Fort built up again here in Lesser Armenia, and watchtowers finished in Antioch. The Alexiad. Thanks to a failed plot against the Byzantine Emperor, Anna Komnena has had much time in a convent to pray, think, study, and write. Her work, The Alexiad, is a glorious history of her father in the Byzantine Empire, and imparts +1 influence to the Byzantine Emperor. Well, that's nice and all, but I feel like my guy's gonna die soon, so that sucks. And yeah, Prince Andronicus is now +1 command when attacking for that. That's yeah, I think that's because he was like outnumbered or some shit. So how long is, so we got 3 or 2.5 camels, 2 Nubian spears, and they're gonna die in 2 turns for free essentially, unless these armies do come in and reinforce. What I can do is I can attack right away with this army to try to keep the pressure off of my Arabian army. And then what I can do as well is leave just enough soldiers to keep the siege going here in Arabia, and then try to send a couple units as well into Sinai, because obviously this is still a tough force. So even though this is a decent force of my own, like this is where Egypt makes a stand. Well, I mean, either here or Egypt, right? So yeah. And then this is gonna die. So 3 peasants, 2 urban militia, and some Nubian spears gonna die in another 2 turns. I really don't know if it's worth attacking, even though I do have a catapult. Gosh, I don't know. There is no archers in this garrison, so maybe it would be really nice to keep that keep intact. That would be very, very nice. I will have to think about that. And quite frankly, I don't... I mean, it would be nice to have my Emperor's army available just a turn earlier in case he's needed, you know, in this final push, which he, you know, he very well might be. So... yeah, how much would I lose? It's just a basic keep, so there is no defensive upgrades. Still, I think it does put out a fair bit more arrow fire than a regular fort. And I believe that the gate might have the oil, which burns your men. A catapult is nice. The catapult can help. Yeah, I'll have to think about this one. But I'm leaning towards going for it. I can make this guy, Alexius Melesinas, my governor of Palestine, +3 piety and +2 loyalty. I plan on attacking right away, though. Let's see. Let's just see what it looks like. And yeah, obviously that's very bad. Lower that a bit. I probably could use someone with some dread. I can bring down a horse archer, and I can bring some peasants down. It's still at 62%. Building a border fort right away will raise it by, what, 15%, I think? So that's 72, 77%. And... should I just bring another peasant from Syria? 79%, and then let's just bring a peasant down to Syria to make sure that there's no rebellions here. And yeah, maybe find a governor that has some dread as well. Actually, yeah, he does have dread. He has 4 acumen and 3 dread. Yeah, okay. Yep, let's give it to this guy. 104%. Okay, that seems like it's, well, 94 when he's not in the province, but yeah, I think with the border fort, I think Palestine should be fine. So I could be able to attack this turn. And let's see, how are you guys? A couple peasants here. I can bring some spearmen down. I can build a border fort in Antioch. So Palestine should be fine. Fingers crossed, I suppose. And let's see, one turn away before I can start building boats in Cyprus. It's so close. How about this fight over here? So they do have a galley. So the galley is kind of a tougher ship. It has 1 defense, but it has only 2 speed. Whereas my drone mines have 4 speed, but only 0 defense. But then, let's see, both of my guys are 3-star admirals. Ooh, how about their guy? 0-star admiral. Okay, I should be able to win this. I'm still at war with them, right? I don't want to start a war, but yeah, I'm still worth the Italians. It's still worth doing. So let's go in here and let's try to kill this Italian boat, and then I can come up here and kill this Italian boat. And I got another boat here as well, so just kind of bring you down, bring you guys up. And do I start building another boat? I'm 1 turn away before this shipwright's finished. I think I need to start training soldiers in Constantinople. I feel like that's what I need to do. Yeah, Byzantine infantry, go. Let's see, archers in Bulgaria, spearmen, well, Bulgaria for now, but I'll send you over to Serbia, and I'll bolster that side. Yeah, I need to get this trade going. I'm sitting on 1,700 in my bank, and I'm making 1,400 a turn, which is, again, it's like, okay, but, and it will improve once Tripoli is fully under my control. And, yeah, I'm making progress for sure. Can I train more mercenaries? No, I cannot train more mercenaries. Okay. But that's okay, though. I think that's a pretty good start. I'm at war with more factions than I would like. I would like ceasefires with the Italians for starters. And then, if I can get the Hungarians to back off, that would also be nice. I might need to kind of force that issue and either kill them or really just punch them in the nose and make them, not want to fight me anymore. So I might have to force this issue on this side, or it's just going to be perpetual war. Either way, it would be nice to go back to trading with them. But in any case, that's all going to have to wait till next time. As always, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and thank you very much for watching. This has been Conistep playing Medieval Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.